This is 1967 NFL East Highlights, Week 8. And here are the stars of the week. Number 42, John Gilliam, was a rookie in 1967 out of South Carolina State. He only caught 22 passes and 1 touchdown in 1967, but he was a terrific kickoff returner as he averaged 30.1 yards per return and returned 1 for a touchdown. Saints quarterback Gary Guazzo completed this pass to future Hall of Fame running back Jim Taylor. Walter Roberts returned the fumble 27 yards for a touchdown. Middle linebacker Dave Simmons picked off Norm Snead, and Tom Woodeschick bulldogged him to the ground. Check out this unbelievable catch by Ben Hawkins. Hall of Fame tackle Bob Brown was injured and out for the rest of the season. He still made second-team All-Pro, though. Jimmy Brown was starting for the first time in 6 weeks, and he hauled in this 31-yard pass. He would later play the role of Spear Chucker Jones in Season 1 of the TV show MASH. Number 22, Tom Barrington, ran up the gut for 22 yards, and this was the Saints' longest run from scrimmage year-to-date. Quarterback Gary Guazzo made his only mistake of the day, and Joe Scarpati made him pay. Joe's main claim to fame is holding for Tom Dempsey's then-record 63-yard field goal. The Eagles' number 98 is tight end Iron Mike Ditka, who tore a ligament on this play and was out of action for the remainder of the game. Future Hall of Fame center Jim Ringo cut down defensive tackle Dave Rowe that allowed Snead to hit Gary Ballman with a 20-yard completion. Then Snead hit him again for a touchdown. On the following kickoff, Tom Barrington misplayed the catch, and number 86, Fred Hill, failed to recover the ball, thereby blowing a golden opportunity for the Eagles. Walter Roberts had a huge day, scoring touchdowns on a 91-yard kickoff, 27-yard fumble recovery, and 49-yard pass. He was the main reason for the 0-win and 7-loss Saints winning their first regular season game in history. Leroy Kelly picked up 10 yards on this play. He'd account for 131 yards of offense on the day. Frank Ryan threaded the needle to Gary Collins for 6 points. Number 48 is Ernie Green, and he scooted 30 yards here and had 108 yards of offense. Number 10 is Kent Nix, who passed 20 yards to Dick Hoke in the second quarter. The Steelers hadn't crossed midfield at this point. Kent Nix only engineered 40 yards passing, so Bill Nelson entered the game and engineered this 13-yard screenplay to Dick Hope. Nelson put the ball into his hip pocket and hit tight end John Hilton for one of his game-high 6 catches. His 88 receiving yards was also tops in the game. Future Hall of Famer Paul Warfield snared this pass and turned it into a 27-yard gain. A Browns field goal made the score 24-7 Browns at halftime. The Steelers gambled on a 4th down and 1 on the Browns' 44-yard line and lost 13 yards when Nelson was corralled by a host of Browns, including Walter Johnson, Paul Wiggin, and Jim Kanicki. Frank Ryan and Gary Collins connected for a lot of touchdowns on the post pattern, but not this time as number 29 Bob Hahn just missed out on an interception. The referee was quite animated about that. Dick Shiner took his turn at quarterback, but Gary Collins dropped this sure touchdown while running his favorite route, the post. Bill Nelson completed the longest pass play of the day to Don Schei, good for 55 yards. Nelson finished the day 10 of 22 passing for 214 yards and 2 touchdowns. Don Schei was a second-round draft pick in 1967 out of San Diego State. This game took place at District of Columbia Stadium, and Redskins quarterback Sonny Jurgensen had -8 net passing yards in the first half. He only completed 6 of 18 passes on the day. Redskins number 23, Brig Owens, intercepted this Jim Hart pass. He was a Cowboys 7th-round draft pick in 1965, but he never played for them. He had 7 interceptions as a rookie in 1966 for the Redskins and ended up playing in 158 games in a 12-year career, all with the Redskins. Johnny Rowland, the league's second leading rusher entering this game, busted off this 70-yard run as he had 25 carries for 130 yards and 1 touchdown. Johnny Rowland was 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds, and he led the NFL in punt return average as a rookie. He was the NFL Rookie of the Year in 1966 and made the Pro Bowl his first 2 years in the league. In a fine 8-year career, he had 5,180 rushing and receiving yards with 36 total touchdowns. Kicker Jim Bakken, the league's leading scorer, booted this 35-yarder. He would lead the NFL in field goals made and field goal percentage in 1967. Sonny Jurgensen only averaged 27 yards rushing per season in his 18-year NFL career, but he got 11 here, plus a 1-yard touchdown run on the next play to make it 14-10 Redskins. Now, here's a great Hall of Fame connection. Sonny Jurgensen to Bobby Mitchell for a 65-yard touchdown. But it was a case of too little, too late. Guard John Nyland, number 76, is the key to this 15-yard gain by running back Dan Reeves. Dandy Don Meredith rolled out and fired a beautiful scoring pass of 60 yards to Dan Reeves, who was by far the star of the game. Good play action faking by Randy Johnson allowed number 37, Perry Lee Dunn, to get wide open. The Cowboys' Mike Johnson put the slug on him. The Falcons selected Randy Johnson as the 16th overall draft pick in the 1966 NFL Draft, their first in team history. He quarterbacked them 5 years, and as a starter won 8 games, lost 28, and tied 1. He had 34 touchdown passes and 65 interceptions as a Falcon. Dan Reeves went to town on this perfectly executed screen pass. Reeves caught 6 passes for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns, and rushed for 42 yards and another 2 touchdowns. Roy Jordan stepped in front of Ray Ogden and cruised 33 yards for a touchdown. He's a 5-time Pro Bowl player, drafted 6th overall in the 1963 NFL Draft out of the University of Alabama, and a lot of fans believe that he should be in the Hall of Fame. He's tied for 3rd all-time with 32 career interceptions by a linebacker. On this play, Don Perkins became the 10th man in NFL history to rush for 5,000 yards. He and Dan Reeves accounted for 279 yards from scrimmage in this game. Number 36, Ken Reeves, stepped in front of Dan Reeves and returned this interception 42 yards. He was a big cornerback at 6'3", 210 pounds, and made the Pro Bowl in 1969. He had 37 interceptions and a fine 12-year career. Number 21 is Tom Moore, who played on 3 NFL championship teams with the Green Bay Packers. Randy Johnson hit Billy Martin for Atlanta's only score of the game. Number 14 is quarterback Terry Knopfsinger, who was a 17th round draft pick in 1961 by the Steelers. Mike Johnson returned this pick and he thought he scored a touchdown, but a referee said that he stepped out of bounds, and Johnson was just slightly distraught.